All right, where we go? Oh, you have to mute yourself. There you go.
Yep, I got it. I got it. So wonderful. Well, good morning. Welcome to you. First of all, of course, congratulations. You are in the right place at the right time this morning. We are with the Activated Academy, where we're going to focus on helping you build momentum that actually lasts in your business, right? Because that's what we want. We want to create that generational wealth. And that's, we have some exciting stuff in store for you today with not one, but two special guests actually today. So I'm just overjoyed that these individuals were willing to make time out of their busy schedules because let's be honest, it's the holidays. Just like you, there are probably some other things you could be doing right now, but you made the commitment to invest in yourself and invest in your business. And so we're going to do everything that we can to bring all the value to you this morning. So, first off, for those of you who may be joining us for the first time, my name is Holly. My husband, Brian, and I are coming to you from Sarasota, Florida, where we made the move because from the great north, Ohio. We didn't want to participate in winter anymore. Thank you very much. And because of LifeVantage, it afforded us options. So we made the decision to come down here to Sarasota. This is where we live now permanently with our now 8-year-old son. I can't believe it. For you parents out there, I never understood what people meant when they said the time flies by. But now I get it. All right. He's our one and only kiddo. And so we are doing everything that we can to take advantage of being present parents and all the things. And so we've been with LifeVantage for 13 total years. This is our only network marketing company and network marketing experience. So you do not have to have a ton of experience. You don't need to know a ton of people. All of those, I think, are myths when it comes to building a successful business that you can flourish both financially, but also with emotional income, the stories and the impact that you make in the lives of other people. And so, as we go ahead and kick off our Activated Academy today, I like to start with stories. Do you guys like stories? Go ahead and drop a one in the chat if you like stories. Brian, I'm gonna leave it up to you to kind of be on the chat pulse for me if you can. But I love sharing with us some inspirational stories as we go in to the incredible value that's going to be coming to you today with Mastermind. So beforehand, make sure you've got your notebooks. All right, everybody, I want to see your notebooks. You got your pen, your paper, whatever writing utensil you prefer. I've got my P84. Yes, I got my P84 blended up here in my smoothie this morning with my protein and all the good things. So we are locked and loaded. But today's story actually is really about the power of yes, right? After 1,000 no's. And do you think maybe that this could relate to your business? I thought so. I thought it'd be a good kickoff for us today. So, before the world knew this person, they created a world of magic in which, even if you're not a fan, you know of this person and what it is that they've accomplished. But when she was accomplishing this, she was actually going through some really hard seasons in her life. Have any of you experienced some tough seasons? Right? Life gets messy. Life never stops, no matter what it is we're doing. So this was an individual who's a single mom. She was living off of government assistance, and she had actually lost her job because she was accused of daydreaming. Can you imagine like losing your job because they just thought that you weren't focused enough on your job? You were too busy daydreaming. Like her boss literally told her that she was too creative. Who does that? Okay. People that want to keep you in a box. That's who. So she actually is a writer. And this writer, she would write in cafes with her baby as her baby slept in the stroller because it was actually warmer in those cafes than it was actually in her own flat where it was that she was living. She was writing on napkins. She was writing on receipts, whatever she could really get her hands on because she couldn't afford proper writing supplies. Can you imagine? Yeah. So while doing all of this, she was battling depression, the kind that really makes you believe that like the best chapters of your life have already come and gone. Okay. She just didn't really have anything that she felt that she could look forward to. Now, amongst all this, which is interesting, she was still writing. And when she finally finished her manuscript, she almost didn't even submit it because she feared that people would think that she was too weird or that what she had written was too long. No one wanted to take the time to read it. Okay. And if you at any point think you know who this person is, please feel free to drop your guesses in the chat. Okay. Um, but when she sent it out to countless publishers, and you've probably heard this before from other story writers, she got rejected. Many of the publishers wouldn't even open the pages to even look at what she had written. Others had said that children, there's another clue, children would never, ever read a book that long. And boys would never read a book by a woman author. And she was rejected more than a dozen different times. Okay. And I have to pause here for a second because I want you to think to yourself, like, how many times have you been rejected? And not even just in your business, in your life. You approach somebody about something, an idea or something that you were excited about, and you were rejected. They didn't see what you see, right? So when they don't see what you see, do you tell yourself, oh, this doesn't work? All right. Do you let their insecurities or lack of knowledge or know-how kind of creep in and stop you in your tracks? Or do you move on to the next person? So that's something to go ahead and ask for yourself. But sadly, most people quit. That's the reality. And this writer, though, and she could have, but she didn't. She believed in her story. And even when the world didn't, and all she needed was one yes. That's all it took was one yes. So one person was willing to take a chance on her. And that yes didn't change or literally changed her life forever, but it wasn't just her life that it changed. It was millions of other people's lives were also changed. Today, she is a best-selling author in history, one of the best-selling authors in history. Her stories built a global universe, created jobs, inspired generations, and made her literally one of the wealthiest women of the world. So she went from rock star bottom to legacy creator, all because she refused to give up when everyone else told her to do so. That is J.K. Rowling's. So the creator and author of Harry Potter. Oh my goodness. I loved Harry Potter. I actually was one of those people that got sucked into this magical world and read the books before the movies were even a thing. And now, they've got baking shows that are featured all on Harry Potter characters. I mean, she's just become a worldwide phenomenon. But again, the whole lesson here is that sometimes your path is going to be filled with rejection. But it doesn't mean that you're unqualified for the path in which it is that you're going down. It just means that you're being guided towards the right door. So, again, it's not about never hearing no, it's about believing in your story long enough for the right yes to find you, right? So, you said yes, and your ability to impact millions of lives is possible if you're willing to push through the stuff. Right? Are you willing to push through the stuff? This industry, network marketing, will reward the ones who keep showing up. That's the reality. Working works. And those who go ahead and show up and lead the way, even when it's the hardest, I promise you, you will be able to reap the rewards from that. And so I thought that was a fun little story. I hope you guys found some value in that as we go ahead and kick off. Brian, I'm going to stop sharing. And I'm going to let you actually welcome our first guest, our first
Awesome.
speaker today.
Awesome. Yeah. And it's funny, you're telling that story, and you bought me that little calendar where every day has a different quote on there. And the one for today was right in line with the story. It said the road to success and the road to failure are actually the same road. And so it just popped back in my head as you're kind of telling that story, and so I never heard that quote before, but man, that's actually true. So yes, I get the honor of introducing our first guest. But before I do, it's football Saturday, okay? So if you guys want to put in your favorite team, whatever team you're rooting for, if you're a college football fan. Put that in the chat. And as Holly said, we're from the great state of Ohio. I grew up just south of Columbus, Ohio. I have family members go to Ohio State. So I've been a true Ohio State fan for many, many years, through the good years and the bad. But yeah, I want to see what other football fans we have out there. But As you're doing that, I do want to introduce our first guest, and I met Makesi in Dallas. And I heard him speak from stage. It's the first time I heard his name and got to hear him speak. He was up there with our other guest Holly, doing a fabulous, fantastic presentation, both of them, and they're playing off each other very well and going back and forth. And I was just super impressed. And I went up afterwards and told Makesi I was really, really, I just loved what he had to say and what he had to share with everybody. And so we're gonna ask him to share a lot of the same teachings I think today. And so if you missed it in Dallas, you're going to get a treat. If you were there in Dallas, I would see I would love to hear it again because it was so good. But Makesi, and your last name's Anika. Did I spell that right? Say that right? Perfect. Anika, computer science graduate, which is near and dear to my heart, right? He's a fellow science nerd, a computer science nerd like myself. He graduated from Cabrini College in Pennsylvania, successful entrepreneur, originally from Trinidad and Tobago. But now, as he said before, he lives in New Jersey with his wife and his three girls. And that's awesome. He's an executive here at LifeVantage, formerly part of Microbiome Company, and is
Love
also the
biome.
CEO of CakeQuest.
Microbiome. Love
What did I
biome.
say?
I think you said microbiome.
Oh, I love Biome. Yeah. Sorry,
I'm
I
sorry, I
love
shouldn't
Biome
have
in
called
there.
you out. No, it's all good. It's
No,
all good.
no. It's very rare that I make a mistake, so should take every opportunity, Holly, to correct me, and there's rare
Says every
moments.
husband. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So of course, Love Biome from Love Biome. Makesi is also the CEO of CakeQuest Vision Global, an organization dedicated to helping people with personal and leadership development. And he's having fun traveling and educating many about their gut, their brain, skin, microbiome activation, and most importantly, he's helping people over the world transform their lives for the better. So, Makesi, I'm going to turn it over to you, my friend.
All right. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. All right. But hey, listen, I'm so
Okay.
excited to be here. Thank you, Holly. Thank you, Brian. I know that I'm probably gonna need the host co-hosting abilities here so that I can share
Yeah,
my.
if you ask to go ahead and share
Oh,
or submit a request, I think it'll hop over to Brian and he can give you
Yep. I think I've already given
the
you
keys to the
permission. You should be
kingdom.
able to share.
okay. Yeah, I see it now. Thank you. All
Perfect.
right.
Thank
Well,
you.
listen. I know Holly and Brian, you just gave my whole life story, so basically I'm just gonna jump right in. So I want to thank you again for allowing me to be here and share this info with you guys, and let's do it. Let's go. All right, let me see. You said college football and I put the Eagles in there. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's get to it. So, today we are talking about the art of building. All right. So let me do this. If I can move this aside. All right. So let's talk about building, guys. All right. So just jumping right on in. Um, you know, my ADD is kicking in. I just heard Holly correct Brian, and I'm thinking about my wife. When I say certain words, she corrects me all the time. But in any event, like I say, and the reason why I'm reminded of this is because I say fishes. My wife is an educator. She always reminds me there is no fishes, Makesi, it's just fish. Right? So I just want to, clarify. If you hear me say fishes, guys, y'all can get on me. It's okay, right? But anyway, so when I think of building a team, I use the analogy of fishing a lot. And in essence, with fishing, right, you have different types of fishes, right? Well, fish. There we go. Right? And then so when you look at, you have types of fish, you have the location, you have the tools, you have the time, and you have you're supposed to have a certain mindset. In whatever genre of or field of study that you're in, it's going to require a particular mindset, right? So if you're like a employee, you have a time for money mindset. If you're an entrepreneur like we are here with LifeVantage, you should have a 1099 mindset where it's about more so value and production versus time. Okay. So I hope you guys pick up what I'm putting down with that, and it makes sense as you go. Now, types of prospects, same thing, right? You number one, you have different types of prospects. Number two, you have different locations that you can find people. Number three, you have tools. You have different tools that you use. Number four, the time that you put forth, and then number five, you must have the right mindset, right? So when it comes to fishing, there's different types of fish, right? Catfish, sea bass, snapper, etc., etc. Also, there's different locations, right? Whether it's a creek, whether it's a lake, a river, an ocean, there's different places that you can find these fish. Number three, you have tools, right? Fishing rods, hooks, baits, nets, right? And number four, you have the time spent, whether it's an hour, 5 hours, one day, a weekend. And then number five, you have to have again a motivated, excited type of mentality as you do it, because sometimes you'll sit there for maybe an hour or two and not catch anything, right? So you have to be willing to go through that process and be patient, if that makes sense. Same thing with prospecting. Okay. So different types of people that you're going to run into: business-minded people, you have health conscious people, you have money motivated people. All right. So you want to, know who you're looking for. Okay. You don't just want to throw mud on the wall and think that, oh, I just get everybody. Well, you want to find that niche, right? You want to find the people who are looking for you, basically. Number two, you have location, whether it's the warm market, people that you actually know that's in your phone that you speak to often or every so often, right? Those are what we call your warm market. The cold market are people that you don't know. You might just meet them. Like I remember recruiting one of my best leaders at a car wash. I was bumping a Bob Marley song, right? One Love, I think it was. And oh no, matter of fact, he was bumping that song in the back of me, and I remember getting out my car for the guys to come in and clean. And I was like, I saw him pull up, and I was like, "What you know about that song, man?" And that was literally my opening line. What do you know about that? Right? And literally, we hit it off, and we winded up. In fact, because of that guy, I met my wife. Right? He was her financial advisor. Right? So that you never know how you're going to connect with people, guys. So in the cold market, it's always good to be positive. Make sure you say hello to people. Don't, I mean, unless you're in a bad neighborhood or something where you think something could go down, and you shouldn't be mean mugging all the time, right? Just be friendly, be open, right? And allow people to feel like you're approachable, if that makes sense. And you make yourself, warm, right? Warm and fuzzy, okay? Social media marketing, that's another one, right? So online, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, there's so many communities. Tony Robbins, there's all these different, Grant Cardones, there's all these social media gurus, and they typically have communities where you have a lot of progressive people that you can connect with, right? So definitely want to plug in there as well and make friends. Don't just try to sell, sell, sell. Just actually try to connect with people and form some sort of commonality. And trust me, there will be openings for you to sell, 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 but you want to create a connection first, right? Number three, tools, right? Web links, your peak interest videos. We have, I love that 12-minute ABC prime time video, right? That's or the 6-minute one, or you can use the new video that they just dropped with the Healthy Edge with both products. It's like a 2-minute video. It's very short, concise, So there's different videos that you can use, right? And then there's Zoom meetings, okay? You have PS3 just means peak interest, show the plan, three-way call, right? That's what PS3 stands for, right? Peak interest, show the plan, three-way call. So that's, in a nutshell, honestly, that's network marketing, right? Pique somebody's interest, show them the opportunity, and close them out with a three-way, okay? The next one here is time. I like to say 2 hours a day, 5 days a week to make 6 and 7 figures a year, right? I know they switch my what I put, but not you guys, but at the event. But that's what I teach. 2 hours a day, 5 days a week to make 6 or 7 figures a year. Number five, mindset. right? Excited, motivated, same thing. So if you look at the analogy, you have the same principles as fishing, is the same thing as prospecting, right? And if you use the same type of, if you use those principles, you'll find that this is a fun business. It's simple, and you'll be able to really see some great results, especially if you're authentic. Okay, this is a key word right here. You can have all the best techniques, you can have all the best scripts, but if you're not you, right? You want to be you. I always say, be you, be good to you, and be good to others. Okay, write that down. Matter of fact, put that in the chat. Be you, be good to you means your self-talk better be good, right? Because you project that. When you talk super negative to yourself, you project that to other people, and they know it. Okay, they know when you talk about your product or whatever, you have not sold you yet on how good it is. So it's hard for you to share that with other people. And then be good to others. So be you, be good to you, and be good to others, right? Now, being authentic is a key in my eyes, because no matter what perspective you come from in the business, it's about authenticity, right? If you're coming from a perspective of, the opportunity, you're like somebody who want to sell the opportunity, you got to be authentic in terms of sharing and casting the vision of people using this vehicle, Life Vantage, as the right vehicle to get to that freedom state, right? And I always say the only free people are disciplined people. So, in fact, write that down. Disciplined people are the only free people, whether it's mind, body, spirit, finances. You got to be disciplined, and that's going to allow for you to create the freedom that you're looking for. But the key factor to inviting people and getting a high hit rate of people to show up is being authentic. So, high energy, enthusiastic, clear communication. And that clear communication is big because, again, remember we talked about there's three things I teach, right? I talk about internal communication, how you speak to yourself, external communication, how you speak to others, and, making sure that you acquire the technical know-how, right? The know-how is like when to apply a three-way call, when to get out the way and let somebody else be the messenger and not you, and that type of thing, right? So clear communication is big. And then the last one is be in a hurry. So when you do invites, these are four things that you want to keep in mind: high energy, enthusiasm, clear communication, and be in a hurry. It's not your job to share the whole presentation on an invite. It's your job to peek and pass, peak interest, pass them on to another team member who is successful at it, right? Whether it's your success coach, or pass them over to a video, or pass them over to a live webinar. Peek and pass, right? And you're a connector. That's what we do, guys. We're connecting quality people with each other, right? In different genres. All right. So with effective invites, just remember to act. Number one, you want to actually call people because it increases your numbers for, I can't move my screen here, for more people to show up to the Zoom event, right? So this is really important because people don't, you said most of us want to take the shortcut, right? I always say you got to take the stairs. There's no elevators over here, right? If you really want to win big and in a big fashion, you want to do everything. Yes, you can send a text. Yes, you can send an email blast. Yes, you can do everything under the sun not to have a physical conversation with people. But if you want to take it to the highest level, you want to do all of it. You want to send the emails, you want to send the text, but there are some key people you need to call. Why? People don't care what you say, they care how you feel about what you say, right? They need to feel, you hear people say, "Can you feel me?" Right? You want to have them feel you, guys. It's the only way. This for some people, right? I give this story all the time about my wife, right? I joined a business and I had her on my list as a key person I wanted to talk to. But what I did, I got additional product and I went to her job. And while I was there, when I got to the door, I said, "Hey, I'm here to speak to Janine." And the security at the door said, So who are you? I said, my name is Makesi Anyika, and she knows me, just let her know that I'm coming. Mind you, she didn't know I was coming. I said, just let her know. So the security guard had the walkie-talkie, or the phone. I can't remember which one, but they chimed back to her and said, hey, we have somebody out here. His name is Makesi. He says he's here to see you. And the lady looked down at my feet and she said, and he has some nice shoes. That's what she said. And I think she might not realize this, but I think she was that was the door opener there for me when she said he had some nice shoes. I think that's how I had some blue shoes. I still have them to this day, right? Zennias, right? And I saw my wife, but I had product. And I was able to share the products and share my enthusiasm. And I knew if I didn't go see her for her to hear it from me, like, in person to see how giddy I am about the opportunity, she probably would not have caught that excitement. So you have to get in front of people in some cases to let them feel your energy, right? The second one is last minute invites work very well in this type of business. So don't feel like you always have to plan days ahead. This is huge. A lot of times we think, we need everything to be so perfect. I always share the story of when it clicked for me in network marketing, especially when you're launching a business. I was talking to my mentor, many years, 15 years ago, and he said, I need you to make, you're joining this business now, and I think it was like on a on a Thursday. No, matter of fact, on a Wednesday. And I remember he asked me, he said, I need you to make a list of 200 people, and I want you to call them for an event Thursday. And I said, tomorrow? And he said, yes. And I said, that doesn't make sense. People need time. It's too fast. That is unrealistic. And then he said, Makesi, I need you to make a list, make the calls for it. And this was a house party, guys, for me to call them to come to my house tomorrow. No, for some of us, we're like, I have people nowadays that say, no, like, people barely show up on a Zoom, much less to my house. But yes, and then he told me, he said, yeah, I need you to make the call and do it. I said, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't have enough time. So I'm giving him all this pushback. And he said, listen, I have a, I have a lot going on. I have a lot to do. I need you to follow my instructions. You told me you was humble. You told me you was coachable. You told me you was teachable. But right now, you're not listening to what I'm telling you. And I was like, yeah, and this was me. Yeah, because it doesn't make sense. See, it doesn't make sense to me at that state, in that state of mind. I always write this down. Success is a state. It's not a destination. It's your state of mind. In my current state of mind at that time, I could not fathom that you could make 100 calls in one day and expect people to show up the next day. I thought that was impossible. But I had enough sense when he said this, and here's what he said. After I told him, it doesn't make sense. We don't have enough time. He said, I'm not talking to you. And he said, I'm not going back and forth with you. This is all I'm going to say. Do you want to be right or do you want to be rich? And I paused for like 5 seconds and I said, I want to be rich. He said, make the damn calls. Click. And he hung up on me. That was it. I started the first 5 calls. I'm telling them about, we were selling what? Seaweed, all right? Brown seaweed. I'm telling them about fucoidan, which is a key ingredient, and this. And now I'm going in on. By the 5th call, I was on the phone for maybe like 30 minutes and I'm only at call number 5. So I realized by the 5th call, I'm talking too much, right? Remember I said, peak and pass. It's not your job to explain everything up front. So I started just saying, hey, meet me at my house tomorrow. Click. Hey, you gotta meet me at my house tomorrow. I got something really important. I can't explain everything. Get to my house tomorrow. I gotta go. Right. And it goes back to the tell me yes, tell me no, tell me quick, I gotta go. Right. So and then I started realizing, oh, just invite them. Just invite with enthusiasm, you figure it out as you go. And lo and behold, I invited 127 people in one day, right? From that 127, 17 showed up to my house. from those 17 that showed up, 5 of them signed up on the spot, but I had 7 applications in total. And all of them, when they were signing up, asked me one very important question. How did you get started and when? And here was my response. I said, I started yesterday and I came in at the big pack, the 9.99 pack. And they said, so does that mean we need to do that pack? And does that mean that we need to do our event tomorrow? And I said, yeah. And they did the same thing. And then that led me to 10,000 plus people in 4 days, we did 20,000 in business and everything. And that's when I understood, oh, what people will do, what you do, not what you say. So duplication starts with me, right? And then also success loves speed, right? So those are just some key things. Hopefully it makes sense to you guys. Just eat the meat, spit out the bones. But I'm telling you, that's what got me going in terms of understanding last minute invites. Also, the reason why you must call your people is because text messages doesn't convey the excitement. The more people you invite with an actual phone call, the bigger the turnout. True aspiring leaders will make 50 to 100 calls in one day to compress the time frame. I think the story I gave you kind of compresses all of this in one, guys. So that's really what helped me to understand, it's just about sorting, and as it says right here, there's 3 types of people: the ones that's going to say yes, I'm with you; the ones that's going to have questions, like, and I know Holly Thomet will go over that, as far as like, is it a pyramid, it's too expensive, all of these objections, but it's just about being able to have the answers for those people, because you're the bridge. You're walking them from the darkness into the light, right, from one side to the other. So you're that vessel for them. And then there's going to be negative people who, no matter what you do, they're just going to tell you no. I've learned, as to reach 1 billion people, 500 million will be mad at you. It's just the nature of how the yin and the yang, right? You are somebody's enemy. Right? I don't mean to be so direct, but it's true. So you got to know that everybody's not going to like your way or your style or whatever, but you're going to have your own tribe. Everyone has their own tribe of people that's going to accept them and love them and like them. So you just got to find them, right? So the key factor is amateurs convince, and you don't want to convince. You just want to sort, right? Professional sort, amateurs convince. So you're sorting for the right people. Okay. So guys, oh, I have more. So, as far as closing, I'm not a big fan of closing people. I always say you want people to close themselves, right? It's not, it's about you helping them to parent themselves by asking them key questions, right? Questions that can help them look deeper within themselves to see a greater outcome if they conquer the current state of fear that they're in. Most people, to make a decision, it's about fear, right? It's about the ego telling them, don't change. We need to stay where we are, right? So your job is just to help them answer the right question, ask the right questions so that they can get great answers within themselves to make a good decision. So answer questions and concerns that may be holding them back from taking the next step. Breathe life into them by letting them know that they'll have an amazing community of people supporting them, show them a clear pathway to their success with product, making money, or both, right? So some people you may lead with the product, some people they want to know about making the money, right? And for some of us, it's both, right? So people follow clarity. It's all about you having a clear vision of where you want to go first, and that's the first sale within yourself. And then it's very easy to cast a vision for everyone else, because we all want more time, more money. We want our family to be in good health, good strength, good spirits, and we want to have a fulfilling life, guys. So that's kind of what it's really all about, for when you really break it all down. So guys, I'm going to turn it over to Miss Holly Highfield. I want to thank her and Brian for allowing me to share. I hope I didn't go past my time, and appreciate you guys. I'll turn it back over to you, Holly. You got it.
Awesome. No, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Did you guys not love listening to Makesi this morning? Come on. Love it. See, we're getting the hearts, we're getting all the applause. I mean, again, I don't care how long you've been in this business. it's always refreshing to hear other people's perspectives, other people's approaches, other people who are obviously he's had success, he's having success, and that's what you want to do. If you are not where you want to be in your business, then you want to listen to the people who are where you want to be because they've already done the do, right? Why reinvent the wheel? Some of the things that, and Brian, you can feel free to chime in. I mean, some of the things that I kind of took away, obviously, I like the analogy between the fishing and prospecting. I had not really kind of heard that one before, but again, when you break it down, right, the same basic fundamentals are there, and I love that. I had to laugh, and you said, "Don't be mean mugging." I have never, right? I mean, come on, when you walk around and you're running errands and you're hustling and buzzing, like, are you walking around with a grumpy face, like, don't even bother talking to me, don't look at me? Or are you approaching people, or are you just do you come off as a person who is approachable and warm-hearted and hey, this might be someone that, again, like you said, just simple conversations.
Yeah,
The
I
whole
like that. You want to be right or you want to be rich? I mean, you got
yes.
to be direct with people sometimes because we gotta orient their mindset the
Oh my
right way
gosh.
and make the damn calls. I mean, you can't
Yeah.
make it more simple
Yeah,
than that.
we're too busy trying to, worry about hurting people's feelings, but sometimes what they really need to hear is like this is what you need to do and get real with yourself. Are you doing it or you're not doing it, right? And I love that he was willing to do that with you. What else did I have on your peak PS3? That was a new one. I love the acronyms, the peak interest, show the plan, three-way call. I mean, that's literally our ITT system, you guys. Invite tools and team. It's the same thing, okay? Um, be you, be good, be good to others. I think that just kind of goes without saying, just be good humans. Um, the discipline and the freedom. I actually saw your quote on Facebook. You did a little thing about that. Like the discipline ones are the free are those that are free. I love that. The peak and pass. We talk about this all the time. Quit over explaining. Just because you know more doesn't mean you got to share more, right? You're like, just show up at my house, click. And they're probably like, what? I was like, no, he didn't. That was fit. I mean, ask yourself, Scott, how many of you, those of you who have joined us on the phone, assuming you've even done a home meeting, right? Or even launched your business via Zoom, did you actually invite 127 people? Very, very rarely have I ever heard anyone invite that many people, like legitimately called or reached out to people that they knew and said, you got to be here. They just don't. They call like 10, maybe 20 people and they put all their eggs in one basket, praying and hoping that they all show up,
Correct.
right? So you got to manage your expectations and sometimes you got to go through the numbers. So I love that 127 down to that 5. So Brian, do you have anything else you wanted to?
No, I'm anxious to listen to Holly, so I'm eager to get her the mic.
Right. Yes. Yes. So, as we move on to our next wonderful special guest, again, thank you, Makesi. I appreciate you taking the time to join us this morning. I love it, and thank you. We're so welcome to have you a part of life. Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you. One real question, because we've got time. Don't worry, guys. We built in time. Holly's going to have some time, and then make sure you stay out to the end, actually, because we're not only going to give you some closing thoughts, but we're also going to give you some insight. There's some things that are coming. And we want you to be in the know on that, being part of the FAB. So we're gonna kind of drip on you a little bit as far as that. But Makesi, my question to you is what was, and I know I'm putting you on the spot because I didn't tell you about this before. What was one thing that you were looking forward to the most um, coming to LifeVantage? When you guys found out that you were coming to LifeVantage and you had a chance to kind of dig in a little bit, what was kind of one thing that stood out to you or that you were most looking forward to about being a part of the LifeVantage family?
I would say mentally, I came in kicking and screaming.
That's
If
fair. That's
I'm, if I'm,
honesty, man.
if I'm completely transparent,
Yeah.
in my mind, I felt like, well, we have a good company. We're I like the fact that we were focused on specifically just gut health. I wanted one singular message,
Yep.
but I also know, like I said before, you don't want to edge God out as far as the ego. Your ego wants to always keep you where you are, and where you are is typically comfortable. So my mindset was, okay, this is a new challenge. I need to shift my thinking. And in that process, a transformation is happening as we speak. I'm trying out Axio every day now. I'm like, oh, this Axio is awesome. I have Axio, I have the dragon fruit, the peach. I'm trying, so now it shifted. And then when I learned more about protandem, because I always knew about oxidative stress, but when I learned about the five ingredients, the milk thistle, and just 18 ingredients at one place at one time makes each ingredient 18 times more pop. I just now I'm like every day I'm learning something new and I'm meeting new people like yourself and all the leaders and all the people that's reaching out to me on Facebook and people that I met in Dallas like Brian and just people with good energy, and more other progressive minds. So for me, it's evolved into it's like a amusement park where I'm getting to connect with great people and great products, a great mission and vision, and just being a part of a bigger community, which is just amazing. So I don't know if that's the answer, but it's my
There's no wrong answer. I wanted to hear from you. Like, I appreciate the transparency because I can't imagine what you were going through mentally and emotionally when you guys got that word. I've not been in those shoes, thankfully, but to your point, I like the way that you presented that, that the ego, that kind of thing. I think that there's something to be said about that. And for what it's worth, when Brian and I got started with LifeVantage, it was per tandem. It was one product. We literally built a six-figure income based off of one product primarily. But we
right.
also know that the power of activation grows and there's other facets of our body and our systems that need activation in different ways. You guys obviously hit the nail on the head with P84 and you filled a gap that we didn't have. And it's like, oh my gosh. So at the end of the day, just the power of activation as the story itself, I think is pretty incredible. The fact that we have so many different tools now in our tool belt to help people based off of what their personal health goals or focuses are, I think is pretty cool. So yeah, so thank you again for that.
Yes,
That's
you're
awesome.
welcome. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I did. I totally threw him on the spot. Sorry about that. See, he got it. He crushed it. All right. So, our next guest speaker, those of you again who are in Dallas, know who she is. It's kind of funny because she was the first Holly that showed up on these Zooms, and I'd hear the name Holly, and I just assumed people. I was like, I didn't say that, or I didn't think. I was like, what are you talking? I said, I like the way that person thinks, but it wasn't me. It was Holly Thomet. So Holly Thomet is an executive with us here at LifeVantage, and I'll certainly allow her to share her story a little bit. She currently lives in Michigan with her hubby. I think it's like 20 years now, if I'm not mistaken, 20 years with her husband. They've got two kiddos. They became proud grandparents, I think just about a year ago. I think your grandbaby's probably hitting a year or just hit a year old. How exciting is that? She's a homeschool mom. How many of you are like homeschool parents, homeschool moms, right? She is a professional equestrian coach and world trainer and has been for over 30 years, more than 3 decades. And for those of you who don't know what equestrian is, it's horses. Okay. Yeah. And there's people that don't know. I'm just saying, right? I was like, what is equestrian? It's a big deal. Oh my gosh. So Holly's just been, and she's an incredible person. She is an amazing business mind. Her and her husband have several businesses. So, she has a businesses outside of LifeVantage. She was a guest speaker at our annual legacy event or summit that we host every year. She drove in and spoke for a weekend with our entire team, which is awesome. She welcomed us into her home and walked us through her stables, and we got to oh my gosh, it's speechless what this woman continues to accomplish and how busy she is. She doesn't let a single minute in her day go to waste. Yeah, Brian, she's trained Olympic athletes in equestrian. Like that's a big deal. We're talking about the elite of the elite of the elite, right? We all know when we talk about percentages, what percentage of people actually make it to the Olympics or make it to those types of statuses. And so, um, again, I consider her a friend of ours within this business. I have a lot of respect for her, and the decisions and the insight that she brings to the table. And so I enjoy listening to her and watching her and entire family thrive on all cylinders. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and welcome our second guest speaker, Holly Thomet.
Thank you, Holly and Brian. My goodness. You can keep going. I'll sit and no, I'm just kidding. That was very, very, very generous. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And Makesi, it was an honor to be with you on stage in Dallas. And so I took notes again. Like I actually took notes this time, so I wasn't standing there listening with you and teaching with you. So I'm excited to be here. It's an honor to be here and share some things with you guys. I want to share just real quick if I can. First of all, with Holly and Brian, you guys, like you, I've never done a business like this before. So we've had traditional businesses, but nothing like this. This is my first time. When I was brand new, and we grew pretty quick. I just followed the system, ITT, right? I was coachable. I'm a coach. I know to be coachable, right? You want people who are coachable. But Brian and Holly Highfield were two of the leaders that were recommended to me early on to reach out to. And I did. I was like, I don't know these people. I'm new. What are they gonna say? And they were just so gracious and shared information with me. And so I just love you guys. You guys are incredible leaders. And I love that you do this. This is so great for everyone to be, welcome in and get some more training. So, and the other thing I want to say is real quick before I jump into my slides, Makesi, a couple of things you said that I loved. I know Holly, you highlighted a few things too. But the one thing was you guys, and Makesi knows this is a big deal because I'm a big texter. I'm a texter. I'm a Facebook Messenger. I do not like talking on the phone. Like my mom calls me, honey, I know you don't like talking on the phone, but I got to tell, and I'm like, she just knows I do not like being on the phone. And when Makesi, we met the first time and he shared this little bit, I'm like, you got to come on my team. You got to teach them this. Cause like, I don't teach that enough about making the phone calls and being in person. But you guys, I love what he said. People can't feel or see your excitement, enthusiasm in a text or an email. And it's so true. And you can't, my big thing I took away from that is you can't cast the vision through a text. You can't cast the vision in an email. You have to be in front of people. They have to hear your voice at least, right? At least a phone call, if not in person. So I absolutely, absolutely loved that. Love it. So what I'm going to do, oh, and full disclosure, I haven't coached Olympic level. So I appreciate that. However, world and national champions, yes. I've ridden with Olympic trainers, which is awesome, but I have not actually coached someone to the Olympic level. I love it. I love that. I wish I could say that about myself, but
It's
anyway.
a good rumor we could start. I mean,
It is.
I
like,
can get behind it. I mean, world, I mean, I feel like that's close enough. I just
yes, world and national champions, yes. And through this business, might I add, because of this, I'm retired after 30 years. I retired at 50. Our daughter now actually is out there training and coaching and loving what she does. So thank you, LifeVantage, right, for that opportunity. Holly, do you want me to share briefly a little of my story? You want me to just jump into the slides and get on?
Go ahead and share your story. Again, we still have about what? We've got 30, 40 minutes, 45 minutes. Yeah. So
I have a lot
good.
of slide content, but let me just share briefly, guys. I want you to understand this is the first time I've ever done network marketing. And I came in kicking and screaming, the same terms Makesi kind of used. My best friend was sharing this with me like probably 8 years ago. I've been with the company 7 years. That tells you how long it took me to say yes to this. A year. She gently and lovingly followed up with me consistently without pressure, but just kept sharing with me until she finally shared some information that I couldn't say no. And that was just to be a customer, you guys. It wasn't even the business. But then with the products, I love them so much. Of course, I started telling people about them and sending people to her for months. And she basically said, you're an idiot. Like the company will pay you to do what you're doing. Just partner with us. And it was a hard no. Too busy. I had no time. I had no desire. I didn't have a why. There was no reason for me to say yes to this until God got a hold of my heart. That's a whole nother story, but I ended up saying yes. But what I'm going to talk about today, the reason I share that with you is we're going to talk about follow-up. My best friend had to do a lot of follow-up with me, a lot for me to say yes. I'm the leader in her team. She's glad she followed up with me, right? And didn't give up on me. So we're going to talk about that follow-up. We're also going to talk about overcoming objections. I was the queen of objections. I did a training on stage a few years back, and I had all these different objections as examples. And towards the end of that training, I revealed that every single one of those examples was my own objection. They were screenshots of my messages from a year with my best friend of all the reasons I said no. They were all mine. So I love to help people overcome those objections and change the way that you see them. And then we're going to talk, the last thing I'm going to go over with you is how to qualify your prospects and why that's so important. The business is not for everybody. The products, yes, the business, no. Okay. So with that, we're going to dive into this. And let me just say, I'm so glad I finally said yes. And God got a hold of my heart and showed me that it wasn't about me. It was about other people and how we can impact other people, right? So I'm going to share, give me just a minute because my Zoom lately has been a little bit temperamental and I want to make sure that it's going to cooperate. Yeah, it gets funky with the size of my window here. So bear with me. I'm not a techie. This goes to show that even the non-techies can do this because when I first started this business, you guys, and I said, yes, I never knew what Zoom was. Never heard of it. 7 years ago, people knew what Zoom was. I had no idea. No idea. Okay, everybody see that okay? Does that look good, Holly? Okay, perfect. So we're going to talk about this authentic and effective follow-up, you guys. And your goal in this is simply to build trust. Keep the spotlight on the prospect's needs while moving them forward faster. Wouldn't you love to have a yes faster or a no sooner? Give me the no sooner. I'm okay with that. But my goodness, let's move them forward a little bit quicker, right? So we're going to hopefully share with you guys some ways that you can do that. But this is your goal. You want to build that trust. You can do that with a couple of key points. Make it about them. First thing God showed me when I said, yes, this is not about you, girl. This is about how you can impact other people through what we have. And so keep it about them. Every message, phone call, conversation should show your prospect that you listened. They need to be seen. They need to be heard, right? Use their goals, their struggles, anything they've shared with you, use that in the follow-up so they know that you heard them. Balance patience with leadership because you're not chasing. Remember, you're guiding. Chasing feels gross. Guiding feels awesome, right? Don't do things that make you feel gross. You'll quit. This has to be fun. It's got to feel good to you. You're just going to help lead them to the next step. And like I said, we want to shorten this cycle. We're not just checking in. We want to always be leading them forward. What is the next step? And Makesi mentioned it, right? Use the ITT system. What is the next step for them? Is it a Zoom call, a phone call? Maybe they need some samples to try and just help them towards that decision. I love to do this. You guys, is my favorite thing to do. I learned this years ago and it's been so effective. If you have somebody from either a customer standpoint or a consultant, they're looking at that, they're getting close, offer them your best recommendation. Listen, would it help if I put together 2 options for you or 3, a good, better, best? I don't want to overwhelm anybody, but a good, even from a consultant idea, I'm like, listen, there's 2 enrollment packs I think would be really good for you to get started with your business. I love this one and I love that one. And then they can pick. Don't assume anybody's budget. Never put your budget onto somebody else, right? That is such a trap we fall into. So let them choose. Even somebody you think is broke and you think they can't afford the $2 a day for Pro Tandem, you don't know that. You don't know what they're willing to invest in their health. They might be a $300, $500 order. I've seen it happen. And consultants too, right? So just offer them some recommendations. I find that to be really helpful to shorten that cycle. And then I love to leave voice messages. I do more phone calls now. I do. Makesi, you'd be proud of me. I actually do a lot of phone calls now. I found it one of the best ways to just, again, cast that vision and really connect with people. I've had 40, and sometimes they're long, but you got to be in that mindset. But man, you can really listen to people and you can diagnose the problem so you can offer them the best solution. And so I'm loving the phone calls now. I'm really am. It's true. But do try to keep it as personal as you can. The timing matters. Here's the truth, you guys. If you invite without following up, it is a waste of your time. Don't do that to yourself. I hear people all the time going, I got to get more organized. I'm not following up. Oh my gosh. And I know how much time I spend inviting. I'm like invite follow-up queen. Like I love this business. I'm obsessed with it. I can't do it enough. I don't really have an off button. I kind of wish sometimes my family says, you wish you had an off button. I just love this. I love how we can help people. But if I spend all that time inviting, and I wasn't organized and following up, it is a waste of my time. And here's the other kicker. If you don't follow up with them, somebody else will. And the one who does follow up, they're going to get the business partner, they're going to get the customer. But promise you that's going to happen. So follow up quickly. Don't delay. If you do an invite, make sure ideally to have an appointment set of when you're going to follow up, but make sure it's at least within the first 24 hours once they've actually seen a video or you've had a conversation with them. And then every couple days or at least weekly, and you can kind of space it out after that. If someone's kind of not responding, they're not really moving forward, I just ask them, hey, it sounds like it might not be the right time for you. Do you mind if I just keep you in the loop? And you get their permission, right? And now they've given you permission to follow. It doesn't feel weird anymore. They've given you permission. But expect at least 3 to 7 or more follow-ups, or in my best friend's case, it was a year's worth of follow-ups. Okay. So one of my new consultants, she's like, you got to change it. It's not 3 to 7. It's 3 to 7 plus. I'm like, you're right. Because sometimes it's endless almost until, they finally see it. It's their timing. It's not our timing. It's God's timing and their timing. We got to be patient with that. But like I said, if you don't follow up with them, absolutely somebody else will. Okay. I'm a wordsmith. This is what works for me, for my team. Please know I'm sharing this stuff with you. You have amazing leaders in this company with great success. They probably have great tips for you. I'm going to share some examples because my team always wants verbiage, and it just helps them. If you don't know what to say, you end up not saying anything. So here's some examples for you. All right. And you're going to see this through the whole rest of the training. So bear with me. But here's a customer focused example. You mentioned wanting more energy for your busy mornings. Are you ready to accomplish that with these products? Right? You heard what they said. Their main goal was energy. Relay that back to them and offer them a solution. Or a business focus. You said you'd love an extra stream of income. Or you could say, I know you'd love more time with your family, whatever they had said to you. I'd love to show you how simple this could fit into your schedule. Can we hop on a 15-minute call tomorrow? Say it's a call, it's a call, or a coffee, or meet for lunch, right? Reflect back what they had said, remind them, and then kind of move them forward. Here's some good questions that you can ask too. Would you like me to send you a quick video and then we can chat right after? Right? Then it's fresh in their mind. Let them know why you want to connect right after. I tell people, you guys, I won't send a tool until they tell me when they can watch it. If I'm going to send a video, I will withhold that video until they tell me when they can see it. Because there's nothing weirder than dropping it. You're just slinging links and you don't even know if they've watched it or when to follow up. Hey, does tonight work for you? Great. 8 o'clock. Awesome. Then you can say, I'll check in with you at 9 p.m. Right? Set the appointment. You can say, I'm so glad you took time to learn more about watching the overview. Do you see yourself most interested in the health side, the business side, or both? Something else I've learned, even when customers are ready to start, I've learned to ask them, took me a while, I'm a little slow sometimes. I've learned to ask them, awesome, there's 2 ways you can get started. Do you want to come in as a customer or do you want to look at what it looks like to be a consultant? Let them decide. Don't decide for them. Let them decide. Or would it be helpful for you if I put together a couple recommendations for you so you can decide how you'd like to get started? We teach that in our team always. It really does help to shorten that cycle. Send them a couple carts, you guys. Shopping carts win every time. Some quick tips on this: replace let me know with specific times. Like I said, does Tuesday or Wednesday work better? Give them some times, get that next appointment set up, know when they can take a look at whether it's an overview, a video, whatever you're sending. And then always use their words to connect their why to the next step. Let them know you heard what they said, like I said a minute ago. And then keep them warm between touches by sending value. Your follow-up is not always just product, business, business, business. It's showing that you care. Tori Hill talks about this so well. It took her a long time to say yes as well. But she said her enroller, it was like over a year for her too, just kept showing that he cared. He checked in on them. He asked how they were doing. He asked about their family. He paid attention to events. Do that. Just bring value to them. Maybe you send them a link to something that you read that you know would be of value to them or pertain to them. Just stay relevant. I call it staying relevant in your follow-ups. And then authentic over perfect. The world needs more of you, authentic you, right? We need more of that. Someone shared to me this morning, one of my prospects, she sent me a whole bunch of like life information. She goes, I'm so sorry to dump that on you. And I'm like, no, we need that. Like we need authenticity and vulnerability, people sharing so we can better help them move forward. So same goes for us. We need to be real. Trying to say the exact right words, the exact right time in a polished way is that perfection mindset. You will end up overthinking and you will just have paralysis by analysis. Stop thinking it has to be perfect. You don't go out with your friend and sit there with nothing to say because you're afraid you're going to say it wrong. You just talk. Don't be weird. Just talk to people. Have an authenticity mindset. You're going to lead with honesty and care in your natural voice, even if it's not polished. They're going to respond more to your heart than a perfect script. Makesi said they care more about how you feel about what you're saying and how you make them feel. It's not about you having it all together and saying everything perfect. I can't stress that enough. Here's a couple examples. I don't want to bug you, but I'd hate for you to miss out if this could help. Does it not sound so normal? Like I would say that to my friend. Listen, I don't want to bug you about this. Just say that to people. But you know what's important. You don't want them to miss this. Or you can do a little bit of the takeaway, like no worry if now's not the time. You want me to come back to you later? Again, get the no sooner. And the no, as we're going to talk about, the no just means not right now. It's not a no forever. So it's okay to have a pause in that follow-up and just let them tell you where they're at. And always remember that it's people over purchases. Remember, we're not chasing. It'll never feel good. It's about showing care, creating the curiosity. I love Makesi's, right? We're going to pique their interest, give them curiosity, and conveying the confidence that establishes trust. And I think a lot of that confidence comes when people know you're being authentically you. People can see through BS, you guys. They just can. There's a lot of it out there in the world. Don't be that person. Just be real. So a couple action steps I challenge you to do today, before you leave wherever you're sitting and watch this training, before you do that, before you're all done, I want you to do this today. Follow up with 3 people. You can use one of the messages that we shared here, come up with your own. Chat GPT, oh my gosh, you get an objection, go to Chat GPT. You don't know what to say, go to Chat. I'm telling you, fine tune it, make it sound like you, but don't get stuck doing nothing because you don't know what to say, all right? Okay, we're gonna move into overcoming objections. I love this training. I get really, you see how close, I lean in, I get so close to my camera. Sometimes I look at my team, I'm like, why, you can see like every eyelash on my eyes. Okay, overcoming objections with posture and confidence. Again, you got to know your goal. You've always got to know your goal. You can honor their concerns, but always guiding them toward clarity and a decision. Your job is not make it confusing. You got to learn to simplify. Makesi said that too. Keep it as simple as possible. I was the same when I was new. Oh my gosh, we just wanted to like vomit all the information. And I love the science. It was all science and statistics and go to get these studies. And I'm like, they don't care. They don't care. They care how they're going to feel. They care how they're going to benefit. They care how that's going to change their lives. So you've got to have that posture. I want to share something with you just really quick. This just came into me. This was totally not planned, but I want to share this with you because I made a note. One of our teammates just shared this with me. She's been with us, I don't know, a couple years, and she's a diamond seller, but she still lacks confidence. She said on our team call just this week, she said, we did a special training like for our runners, we had like a runners group. And she was saying, one of my biggest things that holds me back is feeling like I can't talk to people about how the business can change lives because I haven't hit that success level yet. And the rest of the team was like, what? We're like, Tammy, do you realize people would give anything to have what you already have? You're a diamond seller, right? And she came out of the gates just swinging and she's a little spitfire, but still doesn't think that she's arrived. Here's what she said to me today. I love this. She said, posture is the belief in what you have, regardless of external acceptance or approval, which gives you the power. This is what I want you to hear. Gives you the power to manage the energy of the conversation. Okay, I want you to understand. So when we're talking about overcoming objections, if your posture is awesome and you learn how to grow and step into that, you will manage the energy of the conversation and these objections won't deflate you. Okay, I call it resilience. I call it bulletproof too. We use that word a lot. So let's dive into this. So you got to have a mindset shift. Objections are not rejection. Objections are not rejection. I cannot say that enough. They're actually signs of interest. They are questions in disguise. Does that make it feel different? If you look at an objection, you're like, wait, it's just a question in disguise. They're not rejecting me. So stay calm and confident. Your posture is going to speak louder than your words. And always, always, you're guiding. You're not convincing. Here's another thing I want to share with you. Totally, I'm telling you, I'm winging it today. But these just came in, and I just want to share these with you. This was a message that came in actually just a while back. I shared this in Dallas. One of our teammates said this. See how this bottom says, I'm guiding, not convincing? This is an epiphany that one of our consultants said. He and his wife are like a little powerhouse couple on our team. He said, good morning, good morning, good morning. I just wanted to share this morning's epiphany I had, a true realization that I do not want to let go of. I am not in the business of convincing people. I can share the idea, I can share the information, I can cast a vision, but I have to marry the process, divorce the results. It's a daunting space to hang out in when you think you're going to convince somebody to say yes. I'm not a professional convincer. I've saved his message because I love that. And my response was, exactly. And you guys, they're growing like crazy. And he's having so much fun with this now. Okay, so why no objections usually means no interest. Objections are better than no objections, you guys. Healthy objections can actually be a buying signal. I want you to understand this. When the customer says, will it really work? They're picturing themselves using it. Or a future business partner says, do I really have time for this? They're imagining life if they said yes to partnering with you. So if somebody cares enough to object, they care enough to consider. I love that, right? If they're still in the conversation, this is where your empathy, your posture, and your stories can help guide them to a decision. Here's a little framework. I came up with this for a training a while back that LifeVantage had me do, and it's this 3 R's for handling objections. Of course, first thing you're going to do is you're going to listen, let them share fully. But then you're going to relate, you're going to respond, and you're going to redirect. Same framework in every conversation I have with any objection that comes my way. Relate, empathize, show you understand, respond so they know that you heard them, what I found is, but then redirect them. Shift the focus to something of value or a solution by asking the next question. This is where you get to control the conversation and the energy of the conversation. You're leading them forward. We talked about this earlier. It was already mentioned on today's training, right? Some of the biggest objections are it's too expensive. I don't have the money. I don't have the time. I'm too busy. These are all of mine. Is this really legit? Is it a pyramid scheme? All of these things were already being sent to my friend during that year that I was saying no to her. So how do we handle some of these? If it comes down to the cost, you're going to relate, respond, redirect. Okay. I get that. When we realize how valuable our health is, we can often find ways to simplify, shift what we're already spending, right? To shift what we're already spending money on. Are you willing to look at ways you can do that? Just offer to walk them through it. Or I know things are tight for a lot of families. We can't afford not to be healthy. What if this investment in your health can save you money long term? And the last one there, I hate to see you not benefit from this due to the cost. That's about them, right? You hate to see them not benefit from this. If I could show you how to get your products paid for, would that be helpful? Ask the next question, get them moving forward. What about if it's time? I'm not going to read all of these just for sake of time, but I want you to be able to, you can screenshot this. I know this is being recorded, but let's pick out a couple of these. So if someone objects because of the time, you can say, this was me, right? I felt the same way. I started this alongside my busy schedule, knowing this was the key to increasing flexibility in the future to have more time to do the things I want with the ones I love. Do you have a plan to help you be less busy in the future? That's a really good question to ask people. Brandon Cunningham shared this years ago. When someone says they're too busy, well, do you have a plan to be less busy? Do you like being as busy as you are? Can you see yourself having more time freedom? Help them to see what could be different. Cast a vision for them, okay? Or someone's skeptical. We get that a lot. I was the queen of skepticism. But you can say something like, I totally get it. I felt the same way until insert whatever it was that changed it for you, right? You learned more about the industry, you saw the research, or you experienced what you did, or you heard someone else's story. When can we chat for 15 minutes so you can learn what I learned to help you make a decision? Ask the question, what's the next step? Lead them forward. You get the idea, right? And then skepticism is normal. Tell them that. It means you're thinking it through, and I appreciate that. I was a skeptic as well. When can we get together? I'd love to share my own story with you over coffee. Get in person, get on a phone, get them hearing more, okay? Then what if there's no response, you guys? Expect this. It's normal. People are busy, they're distracted, they don't know what you know. It's not about you. Oh, it's so easy for us to just be so wounded and take it so personal when someone doesn't respond to a message. I'm guilty. Messages get lost in my inbox. They get buried. It's not because I didn't want to respond. I got distracted, right? I'm busy. People are busy. They've got life happening. You don't know what's going on with them. You don't know if their spouse is sick, their kids are sick, they just got laid off, things are crazy at work. Don't assume it's about you. In fact, assume positive intent and assume it's not about you. Sometimes a lack of response can signal a lack of interest, but it doesn't always mean that's the case. So don't give up on them right away. All right. Some examples that you can use, and again, I've got several here. I'm not going to go through all of these, but you can screenshot these. But here's if someone's kind of ghosting you, which happens often. It is normal. You can say something like, "Hi, Sarah, I didn't hear back from you after my last message. I know life is busy and messages easily get buried." Give them the out, you guys, right? You know life is busy. You know that things happen and messages get buried. Let me know what the next step is for you, or if you'd like me to make a note that now isn't the right time. Give them the out. No worries either way. Are you still looking for solutions for, here's your question, whatever they mentioned to you in the beginning? What were they looking for solutions for? Relay that back to them. Another one, I know life is busy and messages easily get buried. I was thinking about you and had a quick second to reach out before running to the gym. Do you have 10 minutes to talk tonight? Be in a hurry. Makesi, you talked about this in Dallas, which I loved. It's so important. Be in a hurry, you guys. Don't leave a message this long. Guilty, done that. I tell my team now, 7 years later, I'll start to do a message. I'm like, oh my gosh, Holly, what are you doing? And I have to go back and edit and shorten, 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 shorten. I'm like, until it's like 2 or 3 sentences, right? I still get guilty of that, but I'm catching myself before I send it. Nobody wants to read a book. They'll get exhausted. Don't exhaust your prospects. But you can tell them you were thinking about them, in a quick second, send a message. You're hustling out to be somewhere. When can you catch up later? And the last one on this, if my slide will work there we go. You can simply check in with them and make sure they're okay. It doesn't even have to be about the business or about the products, right? I haven't heard back from you in a while. I wanted to make sure everything's okay. How are you doing? Get them talking about themselves. And we talked about posture in the beginning. Don't argue. Don't go into convincing mode. Stay calm. Don't let your blood pressure rise because you're like, this person's driving me crazy. We've had those people that drive us crazy. But your confidence is contagious and you can control the energy of the conversation, okay? People are watching how you respond more than what you say. And those negative Nellies are trying to push your buttons. Man, you kill them with kindness and you just don't get all your feathers ruffled up and they're just like, huh, that didn't quite go how they wanted. You know those people. You know what they're trying to do. Don't play another game. Be duplicatable by keeping the language simple so your team can repeat it. Hence me always trying to shorten things and make it as simple as possible. So to wrap that part up before we go into our last part here, objections, you gotta relook at how you see them. Get a new perspective on it. It's curiosity, not rejection. They're an invitation to more conversation. They're questions, right? They're in disguise. Listen first, but then relate, respond, and redirect. Lean in with posture, not pressure, because pressure feels gross. Don't be gross. Don't be weird. But every objection is a chance for you to help build trust with that person just by listening to them. And it's never, ever, ever, it cannot be about you. It just can't. You have to keep the focus on them. How can you help them with the solutions that we have? Okay. Okay, take a breath. I'm trying to go fast. Here's the last part. Holly's like, stretch it out, stretch it out. Okay. So back to the building the team part, you guys. This is something I think is so important. It took me a while to learn this. And you know, honestly, in the beginning, I think when you're really excited, like I was able to cast a vision for people. I came home from my first event in 2018 when I finally said yes. God got a hold of my heart. I was on fire. Go be on fire in front of people, like share that with them. But at the same time, I can maybe help you fast track a little bit by realizing that not everybody's cut out to be your business partner. So we're going to talk about what it looks like to qualify your business prospects. And if you can learn to qualify your business prospects, you'll find the right people faster and you'll waste less time on the wrong people. Okay? We all want that, all of us. So remember that sharing the business is about discernment. It's not desperation. Desperation attracts nobody, right? Have discernment. Be wise in who you're approaching about this. Not everyone's a right fit for the business. Everybody needs the product. Doesn't mean you have to discount people. There's some people that just have had they've had bad breaks, right? We can give them a shot at this for sure, but it's not where I'm going to spend the most of my time, my energy. I want to find the runners, the go-getters. People with a history of bad decisions rarely have influence and credibility. You want people with influence and credibility on your team. Those are the business partners that you want. So again, like with everything else, I want you to keep the spotlight on them. Listen for what's missing in their life. What is the gap? Is it lack of time? Is it lack of finances? Is it lack of purpose, community? Listen to what they need. What is the gap in their life? And then you build the team. It's simply offering a bridge to kind of overcome that gap, right? Inviting again, not convincing. This is where you're going to still control the energy of the conversation, but you want them to feel like they're in control because it has to be their decision. They've got to feel like it's their decision and it's a good one for them. We're here to help them. I tell people all the time, put me on a three-way call with somebody. I'm going to say, listen, we're here for you. We're here to help you decide if this is a good fit for you. That's no pressure. Stories over statistics all the time. I love the studies. And I'm like, Holly, shut up. Talk about the stories. How does this make people feel? Nobody feels anything with a study. You can be the biggest science nerd. It's still facts. It's not emotion there. Get the stories out there. And ideally stories that relate to their situation. Last couple slides. Here's some examples. Remember, I'm a writer. I have a book coming out. Do you know that? I got a book. I'm so excited. Yes, my book is almost published. So when you see all these examples, it's because I just love words. I love to write. So you can use verbiage to cast some vision for your prospects. I want you to think about this. Like if someone says to you, what if a year from now you could look back and know you started something that gave you both better health and extra income? How would that change things for you? Let them picture themselves there. Or you mentioned wanting more time with your kids. Can you picture having the flexibility to say yes to their events or even plan a family trip without stressing about the budget? What parent doesn't want that, mom or dad? Like I get goosebumps even. That's just huge. That's powerful. Or tell somebody you've got such a great network and influence already. Can you see yourself leading a team, helping others get healthier and earning while you make an impact? Let them see the vision. Let them put themselves in that situation. And the last thing, some quick tips on this. Building a team is not a single event. Remember those follow-ups? It takes a lot, right? It takes time to find the right people, but you're going to guide them through the process with confidence, and the focus is always going to be on them. You're always going to point to the next thing. What is the next step? They don't know. They don't know what the next step is. Like, don't ask them. Offer the next step to them. Hey, I think this would be helpful to you if you take time to watch this. Hey, jumping on this call tonight would really help you decide if this is a good fit for you. Tell them what the next step is so they know. It makes it simpler for them. And the best way to shorten the cycle is connect them to the team for third-party validation to get a decision sooner. It took me so long, you guys, just did a training on this last week for the team. It took me forever to get comfortable using third-party validation, to do a three-way call. Remember, I didn't know what Zoom was? I'd never been on a Zoom. I didn't know, Zoom wasn't on my phone. I didn't know how to use it. I certainly didn't even know how to do a three-way phone call. So doing that or connecting somebody on a Zoom just was so weird for me. And the first time I did that, I was like, oh my gosh, the most powerful thing in this business. Get your people to third-party validation. Connect them to your leaders, your cross-line, whatever, for a Zoom, for a phone call, whatever it looks like. Even a three-way messenger chat can still be helpful. Okay? All right, you guys, that's what I got for you. So turn it back over to Holly and Brian. I hope that wasn't too much because that was a lot of talking. Makesi and I, we broke it up in Dallas. We went back and forth, right? I was like, whew, okay. Whew. Thanks, you guys.
Oh my gosh. Let's show Holly some love. What do you guys think? You get some value out of what she shared? Did you guys get any value of what Makesi shared with you today? Right? See, look at all the love. Look at all the fire, you guys. Both of you, you crushed it this morning.
Both those were master classes on those topics, guys. And I'm glad we recorded this so I can go back and watch it again.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that you had said was objections are good. Like we've always taught our team, obviously, objections aren't a bad thing. We want people to ask questions. We want them. It means that they show like interest, right? Sometimes I think we hear an objection when we're quick to want to get defensive. They're just curious. They don't know what you know, right? And so I love that you kind of talked about if they care enough to object, they care enough to consider it. I liked that. That was a good little play on words. And again, not everyone is meant to be in your business. Would it help if I made a recommendation? This is genius. I've done this too, because to Makesi's point, like we have a lot of great products. And when people go to our website, sometimes they get a little overwhelmed, or if they're considering the business, they just don't know where to start. That's why asking questions, following up, showing that you listen to them, say, hey, you shared with me XYZ. would it be okay if I gave you some recommendations? Good, better, best. I love that. So so much validation in that. And oh my gosh, again, you guys just did phenomenal. Brian, you had anything else that you took away from? I mean, she shared a
Yeah,
lot. So hopefully you guys are taking screenshots. Yes, 1,000 times yes, it's being recorded. And yes, it will be on the Team Legacy YouTube channel. I think we've dropped that link a
yeah, I
couple
just put the
times
link
in the
back in there
chat.
again.
But if you do go and want to join the channel, you can. And then when it gets loaded, usually, I mean, I'll probably have it loaded by the end of the day anyway. But you can share it or go back and rewatch. So
Yeah, and I just want to point out because the whole last part talking about pre-qualifying people for, especially for, as a business partner, and Holly and I had this conversation on the bus in Dallas because I was going through this because I would sit at a restaurant and there would be different interactions with the servers, but that one server who comes up and gives me extra attention and I can tell right away he's a people person and all these things, that's the person that I want to invite to this party. There's a school of thought in network marketing, especially when people get started. They're like, just ask everybody if they're 30 inches away, you invite them. And I'm not saying that that's totally wrong, but you get to a point where you start picking up on the clues of what people are really gonna grab onto this, and because you only have so much time. So try to find those people, learn quickly what to look for and those characteristics so that you can pre-qualify those people a lot quicker. So that I think that was genius.
exactly. So for those of you who are joining us, this was our highest attended Activated Academy. If this is your first one, welcome. If you are returning, thank you. We're glad to have you. This is episode number 4 in the books. We are going to do one in December. I know some people might be shocked by that, but like Holly said, you can't flip the switch off, right? It's always on. You can't flip it out. And this is a holiday. You're going to be around a lot more people that you may not normally be around and having conversations. And it's about planting seeds and making those connections. Again, it's not always about the sale, but when you have genuine connection and conversations, you potentially could be opening the door for that person. And so, a couple things we wanted to share with you is as a reminder, next Tuesday, I believe is November 25th, the closing of the month call. The company does a closing of the month call on the 25th of every single month. So next Tuesday, you're going to want to get on that call. The company is going to be making an announcement of something that's coming for you guys to be able to take advantage of, your consultants, your current customers, maybe even some prospects. It might be the one thing that they need to get them in the door. So make sure that you are on that call for Tuesday night. Also, if you found value in this training and would like to be a part of the next one, mark your calendar. We've already made the decision. We're going to do it December 13th. December 13th, again, it's a Saturday, same as this time, Activate Academy. It's going to
Same
be
link.
same link, same time, same Zoom. We're going to keep it as simple as possible. We don't want you chasing down passwords and Zoom IDs and all the things. We're going to continue to try to keep this as consistent as we can. Simple is better, less is more. So, um, so that was that. And then was that, oh, and then for December, oh my gosh, was there something we wanted to share about December?
Well, I wanted to, I guess, tease people on a
Okay.
part of the training for December, folks. So I'm going to do a quick screen share since we got a minute here.
Yeah. But the other thing is too, again, I understand the holidays are busy. They're busy for all of us. You're busy doing things you wouldn't normally be doing. Austin's literally off of school this whole week for Thanksgiving break, and then he's going to be off for like 2.5, almost 3 weeks over Christmas break into the new year. And it's easy to get distracted. And let's be honest, for many of you, LifeVantage is not your primary gig, right? Am I right? This is something that you're doing part-time or you're trying to work into the nooks and crannies of your day. Trust us when you say you want to stay plugged in throughout the entire month of December. Get on the Activated Academy, get on the kickoff call, which will be December 1st. Get on the kickoff call for the company because they are going to be announcing and sharing with you some things to help continue to keep you enticed to want to share and invite and engage and all the things. So, I mean, Holly knows, we know what's coming. We can't tell you what's coming, but we know it's coming. And again, just stay plugged in. All right. Just do your best to stay plugged in. You're gonna kick yourself if you're like, oh, I'm just gonna wait till the new year and then I'm gonna go all in and you're gonna be behind. You're gonna be behind. So don't let that happen. Don't let that happen. So you want to give us a sneak peek of
Yeah, just a quick teaser for those that want to join us next month. So I did a presentation at our summit. Well, I forget when that was, over the summer in Berlin, Ohio, and I did this whole thing because I'm very passionate about this. And it really speaks to why we should be excited about the opportunity that we have here with LifeVantage, and we're not the same. There's thousands and thousands of network marketing companies out there. Y'all chose LifeVantage, or Lovebiome, now part of LifeVantage, right? So you chose this one, and there's good reasons to choose us over the thousands that are over there. And I'm really going to do kind of not so much a deep dive, but really hit those of why we should be excited. And after seeing this, you probably won't sleep for a few days. You really won't, because my goal is to get your brain thinking so much about everything good we have going for us that you just can't help yourself but think of all the people you need to call and share this with people. And so I love this quote from Albert Einstein. The one who follows the crowd will usually go no further than the crowd. Those who walk alone are likely to find themselves in places no one has ever been before. And so this is the title of the presentation, part of the presentation that we're going to do in December for Activate Academy. Why LifeVantage is truly unique and the best in this industry. Okay. I'm going to go over, again, not deep dive, but really what we have different, what sets us apart as far as a product, as far as a company, as far as a comp plan, as far as our culture, all those different things that really make LifeVantage, and why you're not going to sleep for the next few days after seeing this. So that's just a little teaser of one of the presentations we're going to have in December, and we're going to have some other special guests there to also present some nuts and bolts training on how to grow your business.
Exactly. Another 90 minutes jam-packed of invaluable information that you can actually apply into your business. So like Holly said, go follow up with 3 people right now. As soon as you get off this Zoom, don't just walk away and go about your day. Follow up with 3 people. And if you don't have 3 people to follow up with, start conversations with 3 people. And don't overthink it. Just simply text them. Like you said, say, hey, I've been thinking about you and I've been super busy. Shame on me. What are your plans for Thanksgiving? Get the conversations going. Let them know you care about them, that you're thinking about them. Don't worry about the sale, right? That's not what we're talking about here. So thank you again, everyone. Yes, love and appreciate the fact that you joined us, your engagement. Oh my gosh, that gets me excited. I like the constant engagement with everybody. Thank you again to our special guests, Holly Makesi, and your time. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and make the most of our last weekend before Thanksgiving. Is that it?
Thanks, everybody.
That's it. All right, bye.
Thank you guys. Well done.